Alright guys, so now that we've made some lessons, let's talk about sharing those out with collaborators and students and really getting crazy with our Nearpod. Let's go ahead and open up a lesson so we can just go back to something that we've done before. We'll just go back to this writing lesson. Alright, and I'm going to come into edit. So let's say you've been working really hard on this lesson and you want to share it with somebody to work on that with you. So maybe you got like a team or something and you want to collaborate on that lesson together. So if you're open up in your editing view for your lesson, you just come down here and click share. You can email this to anyone. I could just go ahead and send this to myself. And email successfully sent. So if I go back to my email, this is what your collaborator will see. They'll say, hey, I want to share a presentation with you. Open this link, an editable copy will appear in your Nearpod library. So this doesn't mean you get the same lesson. It just means that you both have a copy of the same lesson, so then they can go ahead and make all the changes they want to make with it. All right, so let's go back to this. So that's how you can share out a lesson with your collaborators, maybe your team or whoever. Maybe I want to know more about getting this lesson out to my students. So we have to save these changes, get back in here. Okay. So let's go ahead and start there's two different things you can do here. We didn't talk about student paced before. So a student paced lesson is where you can assign this to your class. You can either email a link out to them, okay? You can post it to Facebook, Google, Twitter. You probably won't use these in class. You can send them this link. So if you go to your Google Classroom, you can post this link. You can do an embed code, or you can just use Google Classroom. The cool thing about it is it attaches right in here to Google Classroom. You can choose the class you want to assign this task to, and that's a very easy way to do it. You can also have them go to Nearpod and put in this PIN number. So we'll do that. If I just go in here to Firefox, go to Nearpod, and I can put in that PIN here. And now I can join that lesson that I have open in Chrome. So I can say student 1, send. And so then, since this is now self-paced, your student can go through it as they please. They can just kind of move through all of these things. They can complete these activities on their own. I'm not even reading this, so I don't know if I'm doing any of this right. They can say they're done. Oh, I got 0 out of 10. Who would have thought? So students can do that at their own pace, and that's the power of using a self-paced lesson. So let's get out of here, and let's do a live lesson. So live lesson works the same way. You can share it out through email, social link, Google Classroom, or going through giving them that code and having them go to Nearpod and post that code in. And I'm actually going to do this on my phone. So my code is FRXOB. Okay. And you should see me pop up here in a moment after I type my name in. And there I am. So I can click, and there is little JHow ready to go. So let's get through here so we can kind of see how this works. One thing that I hadn't been able to really illustrate so far is exactly what students are going to see. So that's what I'm going to try to do now. If you can see here on my phone, I have my phone open. You'll see that I can't swipe through this lesson. I can exit it by clicking the exit button. And this is exactly what your students are going to see. They have no control here until I guide them to a slide where they have control. Now you see as my teacher screen changes, the student screen also changes. Okay, so we can go through all of these and until we get to a lesson where there is a student activity, which here is that fill in the blank activity, and I have that on here now. So as I fill this in, and again, I don't know that any of these are right. As soon as I am done, I'll go ahead and submit this. And then now as a teacher, I can go in and check the progress of what the students are working on as well. Excuse me. So here's another example. Draw it. So there's little J How ready to work. It says think to a character from Think Pair Share. Okay, so I want to come in here and do some real quick drawings on this assignment. Okay, and I'll go ahead and send that. And as soon as I send it, it's going to pop up here on that screen. So there's the assignment that I just did. If you can see that really well. And so let's say I thought that one was really good. I can hit the share button and I can share that out to the entire class. Since I'm the only student, I can only share my own. But if I had 30 kids and I wanted to display one student's really good work, I could go and hit that share button and then send that out to the entire class. So that's basically how you can share out a Nearpod lesson with your students. And that's how you basically implement that and go through about getting Nearpod out and pushing it into kids. Remember that you have the synchronous and the asynchronous options for that. That means either live or student paced. So either one of those ways will work. Really consider using Nearpod. It's a really great tool, and with all of those activities and the ways that you can have direct insight to what students are doing when they're doing it, so there's no better way to really do checks for understanding and progress checks than using something like Nearpod, where it has all that stuff built into it. So that's Nearpod. If you have any questions about it, please let me know. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you when you start earning them badges. Thanks, guys.